Welcome back to the 2-Minute Warning. Today, I'm going kind of on to a fun topic, not a typical off-season or draft mood, just a fun topic I want to talk about. And I'm looking at the top quarterbacks under 25 in the NFL and which one of them will get that Super Bowl ring first amongst the other competitors they are with under the age of 25. But before getting into that topic, question for those of you viewing, comment down below who you think will win that Super Bowl first amongst the young QBs. Comment down below. And getting into the topic, a couple of quarterbacks I won't be including because they're right at the age of 25 or they already have a Super Bowl ring, aka Patrick Mahomes. But like I said, Mahomes, Watson, Baker, Prescott, they will not be a part of this just because they're right above 25 or they already have a ring. The guys I will be talking about are Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, and Tua Tagovailoa. I'm probably going to go in the order of least likely to most likely. I don't have an exact order, but I still have a general idea. Starting off last, unfortunately, is probably going to be Sam Darnold. I'm a Sam Darnold fan. I liked him coming out of college, and I hope the best for him. I'm a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, and I truly hope Sam Darnold does great, even being in the same division as Tom Brady. I don't want to do so good where he wins the division, but I do hope the guy turns his career around, and I think he's in the place to do it, and he's in the place to prove that he's not a bust, and just the Jets shipping him off, and he's in a much better system. He's had to deal with Adam Gase. Now he's got a Matt Rule who's still unproven, but as long as he's good enough to keep his job, he's better than Adam Gase. Good offensive coordinator in Joe Brady. The receiving core is pretty good with a familiar Robbie Anderson and up-and-coming DJ Moore. Not the best receiving core in the NFL, but much better than what he dealt with in New York. You have a top 3 running back. We went from Frank Gore in New York to Christian McCaffrey. That is a huge upgrade. In the offensive line, it is not stout by any means, but with number 8 overall, you could get a Penei Sewell or Rashawn Slater, and now you're protected pretty well. Overall, I like Sam Darnold a lot, but I don't think he will get the Super Bowl ring quickly. Just with the division he's in, he's got to deal with the GOAT for 2 to 3 more years. He's got to deal with Aaron Rodgers in the NFC and Russell Wilson and the healthy Niners and a Kyler Murray, and it's just not looking easy by any means. I mean, it's not doesn't matter who it is, it's not easy to win a Super Bowl, but I just don't think Sam Darnold is ready yet to go on and win a Super Bowl. I hope this for him, and I hope he turns his career around, but who's to say he ever will? Maybe he is what the Jets thought he was and might be a bust. Who knows? But I do hope the best for him. Moving on, Tua Tagovailoa. Same thing. I hope the best for Tua. I'm not a big Tua fan, but I do hope he proves me wrong. I hope he goes out and proves us all wrong and becomes the best quarterback in his rookie class. I don't think that'll happen, but I'm going to give him the benefit of doubt. Miami has a good amount of draft capital this upcoming year. They still got a little bit of cap space, and they're well coached in Brian Flores. I like the Will Fuller signing. They might get Tua Tagovailoa, an X-factor receiver, and Kyle Pitts or Jamar Chase. And if you got a receiving core of Kyle Pitts, Devontae Parker, Will Fuller, Mike Gesicki, Tua could get somewhere with that offense. And you got another first-round pick. If you pick up a Travis Etienne or Najee Harris, this is looking like a very good Miami offense. And then on defense, we know that's pretty good as well. Probably top 8, top 7, top 6 defense in the NFL. Xavier Howard led in interceptions this past year. What's his name? Andrew Van Ginkel, good in the linebacker core. This offense team is ready to win and can be a Super Bowl roster. They went 10-6 last year and just got bumped out of the playoffs. Unfortunately, to me, this is a playoff team this year, but I do not see Tua Tagovailoa. Same thing with Sam Darnold in the NFC. I like Sam Darnold, but I can't swallow the pill of him overcoming Tom Brady to go, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, these proven quarterbacks. Same thing with Sam Darnold. I can't see him overcoming a Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes just yet, but who knows? The roster around him is pretty good and might be able to take him there. But to me, he just won't win this race amongst these top guys. Next, Joe Burrow probably. I like Joe Burrow, and same thing as I'm rooting for all these guys. I don't want to keep saying that, but I am rooting for them all. But Joe Burrow, I love the dude. And I think they'll do a similar route as Tua with the Dolphins, get him a Jamar Chase, a guy he's played with, and this receiving core could get a lot better. You already addressed your offensive lineman and your tackles in free agency. I still vote the Penei Sewell route, but aside from that, the Bengals I just think are too far away right now. You're in the division with the Cleveland Browns, who I think is an AFC Championship team, and you're in a division with a Lamar Jackson, who's the most electric quarterback, and you're in a division with a Steelers team who was a playoff team last year and probably still has a top 6, top 5 defense. I like Joe Burrow long term, but until Baker Mayfield and the Browns fall apart or Lamar Jackson loses speed, I don't see him overcoming that division just yet. Of course, this is a race amongst all these quarterbacks, and it doesn't have to be this year or next year, but the soonest amongst these quarterbacks. I don't think he will win that race. I think he has the talent, but I also have to hold him back a little bit just because of the injury. I don't know. He could be the same exact guy, and I think he will be the same exact guy, but just not knowing, I can't give him the edge over a lot of these guys just yet. Next, I got Kyler Murray in the Arizona Cardinals. Same thing. He's got to kind of prove himself. Daniel Jones, I guess I could have included it in this list, but he's not going to win that race. But similar situation, how the Giants are putting pressure on Daniel Jones. He has to take that team to the playoffs. They gave him the roster to do it. Kyler Murray's got to do a similar thing, and I counted out Joe Burrow because of his division, but Kyler Murray, same exact thing. He's in probably the toughest division in the NFL. I think it goes NFC West, Kyler Murray's division, and then AFC North, Joe Burrow's division. Kyler Murray having to deal with Russell Wilson, a new Matt Stafford, and the San Francisco 49ers. I think he could be a playoff team this year, getting J.J. Watt, A.J. Green, Malcolm Butler, and even having the 16th pick in the first round, you could get a Christian Darrisaw or a Caleb Farley or a Kwity Paye, an X-Factor player that could really help out this team. But Kyler Murray and D-Hop carrying the team, I just don't see it happening. Like I said, I like him and he's electric like Lamar, but I can't swallow the pill of the 5'10 dude going out there and beating Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Matt Stafford. I like him long term, but like I said, this is a race of these guys under 25 who will get there first. And there's just a lot of guys on the list. Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson. I like Kyler Murray, but those are Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert. They're in my top 10 quarterbacks. Kyler Murray is not, so I can't give him the edge either. Next one would probably be Lamar Jackson and Justin Herbert tied at second. Complete two different playing styles, complete two different teams. They're polar opposites. Justin Herbert could probably throw the ball over the moon, and Lamar Jackson could probably run on water. They're just not playing the same type of game by any means. And of course, this is kind of obvious. I give the crown to Bills to be. I think Josh Allen has a chance to win it first. But looking at the Chargers and Ravens, I like Lamar Jackson short term, as in 3 to 8 years. I know that's not short term, but when quarterbacks had 20-year careers now with Tom Brady, that is kind of short term. Lamar Jackson, he doesn't have a great receiving core. Marquise Brown, Mark Andrews, they lost Willie Snead, they added Sammy Watkins. It's just not great. Yeah, there's still the draft, and there's still some guys out there, but I'm not big on the receiving core. It's all going to boil down to Lamar. I love Lamar in the regular season, and he's electric, and he's dangerous for any defense. And even in the playoffs, I don't want to face him, but we just haven't really seen a mobile quarterback go out there and win the Super Bowl, carry their team. Michael Vick didn't do it. Cam Newton was pretty damn close, I guess, but he didn't pull it off. Randall Cunningham, old school, great quarterback, and he was scary for defenses, but excuse me, it just doesn't happen. And I like Lamar to maybe be the next guy to do it. He already broke the rushing yards by a quarterback in a season record, so who's to say he can't be the guy? But I just don't think they have enough on defense. The pass rush, they lost Yannick Ngakoue and Matt Judon. I still like their secondary, Marlon Humphreys and Marcus Peters and Jimmy Smith. It's a pretty good secondary, but same thing as Joe Burrow. They're in a tough division, and I know someone in that division I have to give the crown to, but I do think the Browns are starting to become the top dog in that division. Like I said, Lamar Jackson, he's 0-3 against Patrick Mahomes. Josh Allen, he had a terrible game against them in Buffalo. Yes, I would understand it would have been different if it weren't for the pick six, but in the playoffs, yeah, he beat Tennessee, and he finally got his playoff win, but I don't see him beating a gun-slinging quarterback such as Mahomes or Herbert or Allen or Baker. I just don't see Lamar doing it in the playoffs. Like I said, he's 0-3 against Mahomes, and it sounds like I'm knocking Lamar, but I have him third on my list to win the race, so it's not like I'm knocking him. I'm just giving my reasons why I don't think he will win it. I think he could pull off winning it. I think we could seriously get him a ring, see him get a ring in his career, but as for the race for the top guys to most likely win the ring first amongst all these guys, I don't have it being Lamar. Number 2, tied with Lamar Jackson, is Justin Herbert. You guys know Justin Herbert. If you're Chargers fans and you're watching this, I'm wearing his jersey. I'm a pretty big fan of Herbert, but I can't give him number 1 yet, strictly due to because I don't know what Brandon Staley is. I think he'll be an immediate click, and I think he'll be the guy that can turn the Chargers around, but because I have not seen them play on the football field, I can't give them an edge over a Josh Allen who's in the MVP conversation, a Sean McDermott defensive-minded coach that's great at it, and a Brian Daboll offensive coordinator that was one of the top offensive coordinators on the head coaching market that they kept. I just can't overcome the Chargers and Ravens jumping the Bills when they were in the AFC Championship and 1 game away from Josh Allen getting that ring. So Justin Herbert and the Chargers, I like what they're developing. The offensive line is finally coming together. I mean, Justin Herbert broke every rookie record last year when he had statistically the worst offensive line. Clearly, they got a bright future, and Justin Herbert could pull out the win of this race because, like I said, they added pieces to the offensive line: Oday Abushi, Matt Filer, Corey Linsley, getting a healthy Brian Bulaka, and then the draft probably looking at an offensive lineman and Rashawn Slater, Christian Darrisaw, whoever it is. I like this Chargers team to do better, and that's why they're tied at second. And then on defense, Derwin James. Maybe they might sign Asante Samuel Jr. Then you got Michael Davis, Chris Harris Jr., then, of course, Joey Bosa. I like this Chargers team neck and neck with the Ravens, and I know they're polar opposite, but they're both very electric teams. Chargers through the air and Ravens on the ground. I like them, but like I said, Bills are #1 top dog. Josh Allen, MVP conversationalist quarterback. Stephon Diggs, top 5 receiver. Cole Beasley. They're going to get a healthy run game with Zach Moss, Devin Singletary, and Matt Breida they signed. I love the coaching staff, like I said, and Sean McDermott and Brian Dable. The defense could use help, but that's what the draft is for. You got the pass rush and Jerry Hughes and Ed Oliver. That could use some backup. I think I don't know their exact pick. It's probably 29 or 30. They'll probably look at a Kwity Paye or Jalen Phillips to help out that pass rush, or they might look at a corner such as Asante Samuel Jr. and steal him from the Chargers to help out Micah Hyde and Tre'Davious White. But like I said, the foundation is so solid on the Bills, and they're 1 game away. I have to give Josh Allen the win to become the quarterback amongst these guys under 25 to win the ring first. So, recap. Sorry that was a long video, guys, but it was a fun topic I thought to talk about. I got Josh Allen winning it amongst the race of these guys. Lamar Jackson and Herbert tied at #2. They're just so opposite, but so electric. I think a tie is fair. #3 would be Kyler Murray, then Joe Burrow, then Tua Tagovailoa, then Sam Darnold. And even Sam Darnold and Tua I might switch, but that is the recap. I really appreciate it watching, guys. I know we always say it, but we love you guys, and we thank you for watching our videos. Of course, comment down below your thoughts on who will win this race. Chargers fans, don't be biased. Josh Allen's in a pretty good spot, but thanks for watching, guys. Like I said, comment down below your thoughts. 2-minute warning.